Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's online conversation. How's your day? Yes, it's been a beautiful day, and I believe you had an amazing day today. So, we're going to have a splendid conversation. Yes. So, this is a new month. Welcome to the month of June. This is 6 months of the year 2024. God has been faithful. He has taken us from January, February, March, April, May, and this is June. An amazing month. Thank you. If you're watching now, I would like if you can just give a shout out, favorite emoji. Let me know where you're watching. Thank you, Mrs. Itoa Gloria. Sorry, I can see you. Welcome, welcome. Yes, so this is the month of June, and we're going to have an online conversation marathon. This is the first of its kind on School of Parenting online conversation. And albeit we are doing it for the fathers, we're actually celebrating fathers this month of June. And it's amazing. You know, most times people say that mothers have like millions upon millions of days set apart to celebrate them. We have Mothering Sunday, we have Mother's Day, we have International Women's Day, a lot of amazing days set aside to celebrate mothers. And sometimes the fathers feel left out. So School of Parenting is actually celebrating fathers June, and we're going to be having amazing conversations. You don't want to meet any Monday in this month of June, so we're going to be having conversations every Monday. Every Monday in this month of June, we're having an online conversation and we are celebrating the fathers. So, fathers out there, a shout out to you all. You're doing an amazing job. Yes. So, instead of waiting for just the last Monday of the month, we're going to be having conversations every Monday. So, we're starting this Monday. We're going to have next week and till we get to the end of the month. So I celebrate every father. It's a lot to be a father. No, fatherhood is a journey full of challenges and rewards. Fatherhood, being a father, is both demanding and it's also fulfilling for those that really go through the journey of fatherhood. So for this marathon, we're going to be looking at fatherhood, a journey of influence. Yes. Fatherhood, a journey of influence. And as we look at this, we're going to be having different topics we're going to talk about. So do well, invite your friends, your loved ones, let them join on this conversation because they're going to learn a lot. It's going to be exciting, it's going to be educating, it's going to be impactful. I promise you, you're going to hear a lot of things that's going to make your home an amazing one. And it's not just for the fathers, the mothers. You have to be here. You have to hear some things. The soon-to-be fathers, the single brothers, the single sisters. Yes, you have to put this information in your packet so that when you get married, you make use of it. So quickly, we're going to go to this straight down to this conversation. We have an amazing guest today. We've had him on this conversation before. Yes, when we talked about fathers. Why so important in parenting, and that conversation was a conversation that people did not even want us to stop. A lot of people that joined us in that conversation did not want the conversation to end, so we're going to be having him again today. I'm going to read out his profile and we go straight into this conversation. Now, he has served as a lead pastor, or he's serving as a lead pastor of CGMI, that's Church of God Mission International, the Grace Place Abuja, for over 10 years. Yes, wonderful. It spares nothing to ensure that Christ is consistently the most visible part of his life and ministry. He's a trained communication strategist and a graphic designer, creative thinker, a life coach, and a serial entrepreneur, providing support and solutions to both local and international clientele, including the United Nations. Is a public speaker and passionate teacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Some of his most outstanding teachings include the tale of a life God-given principles prophets, amongst others. He hails from Abia State, Nigeria. Is married to an amazing woman, Pastor Lillian Ochemba, and is a father of 3 awesome children, Sean, Andrea, and Amanda. So we are having a wonderful guest today, and that's how we're going to be having wonderful guests. Fathers, their fathers, all of them. So join me right now as I bring to the stream Reverend Chima Ochemba. Yes.
Glad to be here again. Hey, Pastor Kite, great to be with you again.
Welcome.
A pleasure always.
Yes,
a pleasure always.
I'm excited that you're
I am
here.
not. I think I'm more excited. I think I'm more excited than you are.
Do you know your conversation was one conversation out of all the conversations we've had? it's one of the conversations that people did not want to end. It was a conversation that we had to hold ourselves, like we have to stop, we have to stop. So I'm so excited I hear. Yes,
wow.
you finished what you started, was it like a year ago? That's a year ago now, July 3rd,
I'm not
2023.
sure. I'm not sure
Yes.
we'll
So you have
finish
had,
today because this conversation is beautiful.
wow. How was your day been, sir?
Oh, good,
How's your
good.
day
Like
been?
I asked you, I said I hope I'm not looking too tired, but beautiful, beautiful day. I had a great day.
Okay,
I had a
so we're
great
gonna go
day.
straight into the conversation. We're gonna go straight into the
Yep.
conversation. I remember when you talked about fathers, why it's so important in parenting. You said a lot of things that fathers ought to be, and one of them was they have to be present, the present father. They have to be the prophet, the pastor, the provider.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not
Yeah.
missing a prop. What else? The priest. Yes, I think so. So today we're going to take it a step further. And you have an amazing topic. We're going to be talking about the father-daughter bonds. Yes, the
What?
father-daughter bond. I know most people will say, why did you talk about the father-son bond? Maybe we'll look at it some other time, but today we're going to be talking about the father-daughter bond, the father-daughter relationship. I know you have an amazing daughter. Yes, a very beautiful
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Fantastic one.
So we're going to be looking at that topic today. Now, I'm going to start with the questions. From there, we start. We'll just flow. So, what do you think? How important is the father-daughter relationship? Is it important? Because most times people have the mentality that the daughters should go to their mothers. The mothers know the best things to say to their daughters. They know the best way to raise the girls. But most times you find out that even the girls are tilted more to their fathers. But some fathers feel that
Yeah.
go and meet your mom, go and meet your mom. Your mom knows everything about a woman, so she'll be in the proper
Yeah.
position to raise you. So, how important is the father-daughter relationship?
Okay. Thank you again, Pastor Kite. It's always a pleasure to be here again on SOP. And thank you for having me. Thank you, Reverend Christian, for being there. We start from where we left off the last time. Who a
Yes.
father is. All right. So I think that's the best way to start. Then we tie it to the girl child. Now, a father is
Okay.
one who provides definition. A father is one who provides definition. And whether he does it knowingly or unknowingly, whether he does it deliberately or not, whatever definition he provides is what stands strong in the life of a child. So we have, I'm blessed with a daughter, and one of the biggest pressures I have is to give her the best definition of life as I can provide. All right. Now, one of those definitions is, one of the definitions is to provide endorsement. Every girl child needs her father to tell her, you are good, you are beautiful, you are loved. It sounds different when it comes from a father. You find that a lady will grow up into society and have a beautiful sense of the self-esteem because her father gave her that endorsement first. So that endorsement of the father is what leads a child. Many years ago, somewhere around some 15, 16 years ago, I had ministered to a young girl, and now she was born again, and I was talking to her about being filled with the Holy Ghost. And in that conversation, she told me, it was a live one-on-one conversation. She told me, she said, the first boy that told me I love you, the first person that told me I love you slept with me that night. And this is someone who has lived life. By the time she was giving her life to Christ, at the time maybe she was 16, 17, but her league of people she was engaging with were men, fathers, people in government, all kinds of things. And we find that she could tie that to the absence of the endorsement that her father brings. What I do sometimes is call my daughter aside and tell her, you're a beautiful girl, you're a fantastic girl, daddy's proud of you. Now, when they hear that from their father, it rings differently. Jesus taught us a principle. Jesus said, that which I see my father do, that I do also. And what happens here is that we find the girl child rather finds that solid persuasion on any matter. from her father. Yes, she loves her mother, she imitates her mother, wants to cook like her mother. But listen to the girl child, she finds her confidence from the support or the emotional support that her father brings. Now, we're not saying answer every question, but we are saying that a father should answer the most critical part of his daughter's life. Should answer the question about who to marry, answer the question about career. A father should be able to look at his daughter, and tell her the most fundamental lessons or most fundamental endorsement statements that every girl child should hear. Number one, I love you. She should hear that first from her father. Two, you are good at what you do. She should hear that first from her father. Three, the world needs your contribution. She should hear that first from her father. If this three is loud enough in the ears of a girl child, watch that girl. She will emerge as a leader in the marketplace or wherever she finds herself. So a father provides that primary definition and endorsement that the girl child needs. I hope I've answered the question.
Yes, you have answered the
Yeah,
question. The
yeah,
endorsement is very key. I like the part you said that there are certain things that a girl should hear first from her father. And
yeah,
it's like, I love you, you are good at what you do. The world needs your contribution. And
yeah,
most times fathers find it difficult to say these things to their daughters. And generally to even their children, most parents find it difficult to tell their children they love them. And
yeah.
sometimes that's why when they go out there, when they hear it, it looks like something strange. What just happened to me?
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
yes, and most girls fall prey to people
Mhm.
because these are the things they don't hear their father tell them at home. So it looks
Yeah,
like, wow, you love me, you're telling me, wow, wonderful. And they fall prey. So fathers need to really, like you said, endorse their daughters. It should start from the
yeah,
home because it gives
yeah,
them a sense of confidence. It builds a healthy self-esteem and prepares them
yeah,
for the future. So it's very critical.
yeah,
I believe that in the equation of parenting, mothers have a role to play, fathers have a critical role to play, and fathers
yes,
cannot be removed from that equation because most times most fathers in some homes leave the raising of their children, of their daughters, to their mothers, and they leave that equation because they feel that, okay, I'm to provide for the home. I've provided the
yeah,
money, I've paid the fees, I've given you food, I've given you clothes. So what else do you need?
yeah,
But it goes
yeah,
beyond that. Fatherhood is
yes,
beyond providing money and
yeah,
the necessary things that the family needs. So fathers that are
absolutely.
watching, endorsement, it is very key that we provide endorsement for our daughters. Very important. Now,
If I may also add, Pastor Kitty,
yes,
the challenge I find is that most fathers didn't get that endorsement from their parents. Most
very true.
fathers lack, especially in this our generation, most of the people in our generation and the generation before didn't get endorsements from their fathers. So most of them, I'm one of those very privileged people that I found very strong endorsement from my father. And I think that the confidence I have exhibited in life came because of the endorsement of my father. And most of the time, fathers must learn manually because they don't have it naturally. They must learn manually the act of endorsement. If it has to be on a calendar, if it has to be done as business, if it has to be on a to-do list, every Monday at 10 a.m., at 10 p.m. or 8 p.m. or 7 p.m., I tell my daughter, I'm proud of you. You're doing amazing. What happened in school today? You remember you should be the best in your class. All right? Fathers should learn that. It sounds differently. Now, a father's voice forms the DNA of a child. A father's voice forms the father's voice joins itself to the DNA of the child. So when a father says you are nothing, you are just a disappointment, it will strike different from when an uncle says you are a disappointment. When a father says you are a disappointment, what you hear is, I am done. Now, there are two things that will happen. The child will rebel for the purpose of proving his father right or proving his father wrong, or the child will just give it up. So the first person that will say you are worth anything, I've had many ladies talk to me about their relationships with their fathers, and some of them now want to see me as their father because they want to hear that voice that speaks to their self-esteem, their self-worth. And if you don't have it naturally and you're on this call, or somehow you stumble on this clip, remember you have an opportunity to start manually until it becomes natural with you. Go ahead, Pastor Kitchen.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing, because truly, like you said, most fathers,
Yeah.
most of us, most of the things we do today, we have to learn manually. It wasn't
Yep.
really like we got them when we're growing up. Personally,
Hmm.
I don't think I ever heard my dad tell me he loved me. I don't think I ever heard that. It's strange. So there are some things that are strange, but as you grow, as you begin to learn, as you begin to listen and get knowledge, you
Yeah.
find out that those things are necessary in bringing up your children. And that is why we tell parents that you don't parent by default. There are a lot of things we don't know, because if we follow the way our parents, most of us, our parented us, we will not get a very good result. And that is why we need to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So I like what you said. You have to manually learn to endorse your children. Schedule it. Every evening, I will hug my daughter and tell her I love you. I will, every morning when she goes to school, tell her you're the best in your class. So it sticks. I like what you just said. The father's voice join itself with the DNA of a child. Amazing.
Yeah.
So the father's voice
Yeah.
can change a lot of things in the life of a child. So
Absolutely.
when a teacher tells a child that the child is dumb, and the father tells that child at home that you are intelligent and you are above your equals, and speaks
Yeah.
into the subconscious of that child, he sticks to the
Yeah.
DNA and can change a lot in the life of that child.
Yes.
So we have to be
Absolutely.
very careful, especially fathers. We have to be very careful. I believe that there's a word of blessing in the mouth of every father. So as you
Mm-hmm.
speak, you're speaking blessings over your children, over
Yes.
your
You
daughters.
are
So you
speaking.
don't just say things. Don't just
I
say
have a good
things.
example. I have a beautiful example to share.
Okay,
Many,
sir.
many years ago, Pastor Kite, you know my parents. You met my dad.
Yes, yes, yes,
Many,
yes, sir.
many years ago, I had not even gotten married. I had issues with my school in Futo, and I was just at the point of deciding what I was going to do with my life. And one of those days, he asked me to, like many trips we had, just two of us traveling from Warri to Port Harcourt to Umuahia to the village, back to Umuahia. We had a lot of those trips. Just he preferred that I would drive him over his drivers. So one of those trips, I was in his car and we're driving his white V-Boots, manual geared V-Boots. And so I had enjoyed driving the V-Boots. So I told him, I said, Kai, I can't wait to have my own my own manual vehicle. No, 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 no. There are better cars in the world, and you will drive the best of them. And he said, by the way, hope you don't think that you will be doing this kind of local things you are doing now. And then he went on to say, for you, you will live in Abuja, you will work with those international
Wow,
organizations. That's where you are going to.
wow.
That's where you are going to. You will not in Abuja, you will do. And he kept speaking. It was to me at the time as just a father-son chat. But
Yeah.
you know where I am right now.
Yes, yes.
The
Yes.
description that the man casually spoke on a father-son trip to Port Harcourt. So imagine that he says, my brother, if you see motor, any motor you see, drive, car na car. Now,
Yes.
food for mouth, something for belly, that's all you need. Don't have to be anything important. That would have been the chart. And for responds differently than a female child. A male child will either live by the standards of the father or break the standards of the. This is daddy's standard and I'm subject to it, or this is daddy's standard and I'm breaking it. So the father is the standard to. For the girl child is definition. That's why I'm here. If you get it wrong, and that girl gets that direction from somebody else, you would have lost your voice, that child. But if you get it right with your daughters, they say that daughters stick closer to their fathers do. And it's simple. Girl children are empathic, so they want to touch, just like every nice woman. They want to be there, they want to talk, they want to. But the man describes love as provision.
Yeah.
So a man can pay for the best hospitals for his father and not show up as frequently as the daughters. But that if you get the definitions on your daughters right, it will do you good as you grow older.
Wow. Wow. So much. So much. I hope those of us on the call, we are like getting a lot from this conversation. And my mind is being opened, as in amazing. You know, when we're talking about your dad speaking and the voice clinging to your DNA and it materialized in future, now that is where you are. You know, it just brought me to the point of the story of when Esau and Jacob, when their father needed to release the word. And you could imagine the hunger Esau, the state he was when he found out that the words, was gone. He would have as well gone to get it from his mother now. At least she's a parent. But there are certain things that I believe that the fathers need to do over the life of a child. That role, I don't believe it can be taken by a mother. When God places a man as authority over his household, there are certain responsibilities he places on that man over the children that cannot be, what's the word now, substituted by the role of the mother. So fathers must take their stance. They must take their stand. And when it comes to the daughters, like you said, definition. If the fathers don't give them a sense of direction, you lose them along the way. And women are easily swayed.
Absolutely.
They're easily swayed. So easily swayed by a lot of things. So how does the father-daughter relationship impact a daughter's self-esteem and confidence? How does it make them more confident? Does it help them to have
absolutely. Absolutely. A father's voice follows the child through his lifetime or her lifetime. A father's voice follows his daughter through. A girl defines every other man by the standards of the father, either positive or negative. Every child, every female child, every daughter defined every other male relationship by the standards of the father. So what happens there is that a parent can, if a girl can look at the father and can look at a man in her life and say, no, my father wouldn't treat me like that, and break up. Each girl can look at a man and say, Kai, you just remind me of my father, and stay. A girl can go to a man's house, get married to the man, and be subjected to emotional, physical torture because she has found that norm in the father.
True.
Yes. There are women who think it is natural to be beat up by a man because they saw their fathers beat up their mothers. Yeah. So all of those definitions, like we said earlier, your daughter carries your voice through her life journey. If anybody says otherwise, a part of her responds to say, that's not what my daddy told me. Every child. We read from the Rechabite children, right? And the prophet told them, they were girls. The prophet told them to take wine. And they said, our father told us not to be given to wine. So we find that very beautifully in scriptures, that a father's voice resound through the years. We find another group of daughters who, when their father died, they were going to take the property away, their father's belonging away. And this is what happens. The Bible says that they challenged the prophet, and the prophet assigned them their father's inheritance. So we see that those girls, they were the only ones through scriptures that were referenced to challenge the status quo. And that happened because their father gave them a voice. A girl will only be, in most cases, if you look at everybody, they reference the father in their life, and they use their father as motivation to become anything. So fathers, speak courage into your daughters. Fathers, speak influence into your daughters. Fathers, speak leadership into your daughters. Don't make them become Barbie dolls. All right. Oh, my daughter, it is very easy for fathers to become mushy to their daughters. Trust me, it happens to all of us. My wife will say, it's not me, it's for Amanda. And once I hear Amanda, the argument is over because there is a soft spot. There was a day I forgot what I was eating. And so she came in and said, Daddy, please, can I have some? And I said, no. I told no to your brothers. She came back, Daddy, please, now, can I have some? I said, no, I have said no to your brothers. I can't say yes to you. Then he looks at me and he says, but I'm your daughter. Oh. The entire defense broke down. The entire defense. Take it from me. In as much as we have that inclination to be mushy towards our daughters, we have a responsibility to also give them tools, speak words into their lives that will form their self-esteem in the marketplace or in the future. Yeah.
Give them tools that will form their self-esteem in the marketplace. So treat them as princesses, but prepare them for the words that they're going to face later on in life. So don't just treat them as princesses and hide them in the hole. They will definitely go out there one day, so that they don't become, like you said, Barbie doll. Especially that a life of fantasy. Yes, so they're waiting for Prince Jamie that we carry them, and they should be prepared for the world at large.
If you have, I like to watch. I used to like to watch these ancient English movies, all these ancient movies that And one of the things that I love to see is female warriors. They stand out for me differently, because when they want to be all royalty, you see them royalty carrying themselves like nothing is going to happen. Oh, but then you see them flip to war and you realize that somebody trained those girls for war. You have to get your daughters ready. Don't let anybody shut them down in the boardroom because you shut them down at home. Don't let anybody shut them down to say, no, are you not just a woman? No. God put so much capacities. A man was stranded until a woman came. Now, when that woman came, she provided the stability of the man. Hardworking man. Even if you look at that scripture, the man was the one who defined everything. So he looked at the goats and he looked at the makeup of the goat. It wasn't just about labels. It was about definition. So he looked at the goat and he says, you be goat. And the goat immediately became a master at being a goat. He looked at the lion and said, lion, be courageous, be this. And he took that definition. Now, when he saw his wife, I was teaching this some time ago, and I said that through that journey, God was looking for the appropriate animal that would be suitable for him, and found none. So when he found Eve, he says, now, this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman. Now, do not raise your daughters like a goat. Do not raise your daughters raise your daughters. Get them ready, not just for marriage. Get them ready for life's engagement. And all of those definitions will come from you, Daddy. All of you, all of them.
Wow. Get them ready, not just for marriage, but for life's engagement.
For life.
And that's very true, because most times I think we tend to just prepare the girls like you're going to be a wife tomorrow, you're going to be a mother tomorrow. So you have to learn how to cook, you have to learn how to play. And sometimes, especially when parents have both male and female children, they tend to seclude the girls from certain tasks. And some of them just feel that this is a princess, and we prepare them for the palace and we forget to prepare them for war. because the truth is
Yeah.
that for them to survive out there, like you said, they have to be equipped with the necessary tools. The world is not playing with anybody. Either you are whether you're a male or you're a female. It doesn't, the world
Yeah,
does
yeah.
not care about your gender. If you're
No,
employed
no,
in a
no.
particular place, nobody cares if you're a woman or you're a man. What
You
they
must
expect
deliver.
is that you deliver on your assignments. And
Yeah.
if like you said, if we don't prepare our young girls for the world that is out there, they're going to end up failing, and
Yeah.
it's going to bounce back to us. And the fathers really have a role to play. Let's equip our daughters with the necessary tools. Don't
Yeah.
prepare them just for marriage, but for life engagement. That word is key,
Absolutely.
very
Yeah.
key. I've seen a lot
Yeah.
of homes where the girl is just groomed to be a good wife and a good mother, and that is all. So nothing else matters. What matters is
Nothing.
just be a good wife to your husband and have children. But life
Yep.
is, God expects us to fulfill purpose. God expects us to do a lot of things. So we really need to equip our daughters. Very key. You know, it's even in science research, it said that a girl's relationship with her dad can determine her ability to trust, and need
Yep.
for approval, and her self-belief.
Yes.
That's critical. Ability to trust and need for approval and a self-belief. So a girl's
Yes.
self-worth can come from a relationship with her father. So some of
Absolutely.
us that have grown into women, we have a very low self-esteem and the wrong outlook of who we are because of the relationship we had with our fathers. And it
Yeah.
takes a lot to correct those things, because a lot of women have been traumatized, shut down
Mm-hmm.
in the home. You can't speak, you are just a doctor in this home, you can't do this, and it wants to make them feel less even in society, and they can stand up for
Yeah.
themselves. So it's very important that we maintain a healthy father and daughter relationship, so that the esteem of our daughters are not crushed, and they don't have issues with
Absolutely.
trust. They don't have issues with
Yeah.
trust, and they don't get to the point that it's now approval addiction. You know, if
Yeah.
nobody approves them, they don't feel they are worth it.
Yep.
And it's a terrible state to be in when you just need approval from everybody. So if
Trust,
nobody's telling
trust,
you you're
trust
beautiful
me.
today,
Trust me. I've seen ladies like that. Trust me.
wow.
I have seen ladies like that. For every step that they take, they need endorsement. They need it much more than getting the degree they got. So they do something, they get a score a point in their lives, and they are seeking badly the endorsement that tells them that what you did made sense. And this is very important. Parents who are on this call, daddies, especially fathers who are on this call, don't take this what we are sharing for granted. Your children, your daughters will come back to say thank you just because you were there to speak the right words, to give them confidence. Confidence. You can't shut down a daughter that was given, and I'm not talking about arrogance, I'm not talking about pride, I'm talking about solid meekness, that nothing is swaying them to the right nor to the, they are there, they are grounded, they are not swept away by any nice boy coming to say something, or any system they come home and start crying. No, 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 they confront head on, and they're able to become, warrior women. Back to you, Pastor.
Yes, yes. So on on the same trail, how to what extent do you think that the father-daughter bond has on our future relationship? To what extent do you think it has on our future relationship?
We have touched that, or we have touched that already. We have talked about, trust. I know people who don't trust the man that they are dating. No, 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 no. I know, no, they don't trust because the picture of their father is a scammer. Took their mother's salaries, beat down their mother's ego, refused to let the woman become a better version of themselves, of herself. The father's image, the father's picture, of life generally. Of the father's picture of life generally to the girl is one who is just here to take and give commands. He's taking and is giving commands. That girl will get into marriage before she has even met the man. She's already arguing with you about joint accounts. She's telling you, no, everybody keep your money by yourself. She had not met the man. She's already arguing. She's
Yes.
already telling you men are scum. So the man you even married to is scum because of the picture you saw at home. You think that every man is out to scam you. No, no, no. It happens by the picture that her father painted in most cases. So they are teenagers about hidden young adulthood, and they are telling you already, no man is going to tell me what to do. No man is going to determine my career. No man is going to do this. No man, no man. And that no man you are hearing is the picture that her father has painted. Now, so you see that an innocent man who was raised in a family where the father was pushing the mother is already cut out for war for a woman who was badly raised or had a bad picture of her father. You see? So an innocent man, he spent the first 2, 3, 4 years of his life, of his married life, saying, my dear, no, no, no. I want you to be the best version of yourself. And she thinks he's about to scam. He says, no, no, no. That's how men are. They are here to deceive you. They are gentle like the serpent. They are here to strike you. No, don't trust. It will take 10 years for that girl to begin to trust a man because her father failed in establishing that self-consciousness in her. So, fathers, the extent is on a scale of 1 to 10, your influence is 9.5. Your influence is 9.5 on your daughters. Don't think this is about somebody, one reverend on Facebook or wherever, bullying you about how to raise your children. This is about your seeds that you are sowing into the life of your daughters. And trust me, you can't run away from the harvest. Now you now go, this is you that will be separating fight in your daughter's house. It is to you that they will return her. It is to you that the daughter will say, no, 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 no. I'm here for the soft life. So she's lazy, economically useless. It is you that will train a 55-year-old woman. It is you. So fathers, get to work. Equip your children. Get them ready. Teach them how to fly. Teach them how to seize, the potentials that is already within them. Don't beat them down. Let them find confidence and assurance in the words that you are saying. The extent to which fathers are important in the life of a daughter cannot be overemphasized. They are looking at your face. I remember I had a blowout some time ago. Somebody did something out. I think it was when we were using the hotel, and my children were looking at my face to know the next thing to do. Like, what I saw in their faces, daddy move scatter here one time, because whatever is getting daddy angry is not needed right here. So you must train and raise your daughters, and the responsibility cannot be outsourced to a house girl or be outsourced to your wife. It is your job, and you must add it to your terms of reference as a father. You can't afford to fail. Go ahead, man.
You cannot outsource your responsibility as a father to your wife, to your maid, to your whoever, to their teachers.
No, you can't.
You can outsource. We said you cannot outsource parenting. You can't outsource parenting. We know we talk about support, but
can I give an example?
Yes,
can I give an example? My daughter went to school. My daughter went to school and came back, and the teacher told her something about the way she talks or something. I can't remember exactly. And she ran home, and the first feedback I was getting was, Daddy, my teacher said I am this. I forgot. I wish my wife was close by. She would remember. My teacher said I was that. I was this. I told her, you will go back to school tomorrow and tell that teacher of yours no rights, none, to tell you that kind of rubbish. She says, but my teacher will flog me. I say she won't dare. She will not dare. That confidence that I go back to school. I think she spoke to her teacher, and her teacher sent an explanation So you see, you must be present. Your daughter must know daddy is here. That it's a movie I recommend for all fathers. Is an acting. The man's daughter was kidnapped, but man was an ex. I think he was an ex civil servant. Phone traced the people and called them and said to them, I will kill you. The I'm sorry about it. It tells how much the man was involved in the life. The greatest defense your daughters will have is that they know that you are there. Better grades at school trying to impress daddy. Yeah. They will become better versions of themselves trying to impress daddy. Trust me. All I'm asking is be. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Reverend Chima, sorry, what's the name of the movie you recommended? I didn't get it.
Taken. It's an action movie. I shouldn't be doing that on Christian programs like this.
Okay. The greatest defense your daughter will have is knowing you are there. Be a present father. We cannot say it. We cannot overemphasize that. Be a present father.
No.
Be there for your
Be there.
daughters. Be there for your children. Be there for your daughters. It's so important. It's very important. So, what are the challenges a father is faced with in maintaining a strong relationship with his daughter? What are the challenges a father can go through?
Female daughters seem to require greater patience because they are girls. They are, like Bible says, treat them as unto weaker vessels. They are not weak, as unto. So
yeah.
They require more details. For me as a father, I'll spend time explaining the concept with my daughters, with my daughter. I will spend more time explaining something to my daughter so she understands the concept of spend that same technique on my sons. Daughter, let her understand it. But for my sons, I will teach them with a different technique, maybe a hands-on technique. That's why we say, Father, say, go and meet your mother. Go and meet your mother. Because that patience to invest in explaining to your daughters, not that they are dull, not that they don't understand, they are very intelligent, but that's why they need more details. Another challenge we find as fathers in our relationship with our daughter, and sometimes you don't have the emotional supply to always be there. No. So that's something that you must deliberately begin to work, create more lane to be there, to provide that touch that a father must provide. Another challenge I have here is sometimes fathers have a tendency to be very soft towards their daughters, like I said earlier. Oh, my sugar, my sugar. Who is that person shouting at my daughter? Who is that person correcting her? Fathers, I think it was TD Jakes that said this. Fathers raise their sons and spoil their daughters, and mothers
Spoil their sons.
So you must understand that balance. So yes, while you are defending them, a few months old, it was her first attempt at throwing tantrums. It was her first attempt, and she thought that she would have my endorsement. No, I didn't endorse that one. Get up, stop that rubbish there. Coded her, and she was looking at me as if to say in her face, Daddy, I'm sorry. In very few months old, maybe 7 months old, and that was the end of any form of that kind of anger, that balance. Yes, you will love your daughter. Oh, they are your insurance policy. They are the plans that you have to collect land from somebody's son. No, you must create that balance. Let them understand the delicate affection, the delicate balance between discipline and affection. And it's only a father that can provide that. Back to you, man.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. So create the balance between discipline and affection. I have to have one of the challenges: greater patience. Most fathers don't have the patience to deal with their
Yeah.
daughter. Emotional supply. We have to be prepared, and I think most fathers are not prepared for fatherhood. So a lot of people just get into just get married, just having children. They're wondering, how did I get here? What am I going to do with all these
Who
children?
are these little
So
munchins?
I think another challenge is being unprepared for fatherhood. And that's why
Oh,
I
and
was admonishing that single brothers should be on this call because there's no information that is wasted. If you know these things before you become a father to a girl or even a son, you know some things that you should do. So I think one of the
yeah,
challenges is on being unprepared for fatherhood. They are not. Most fathers are not prepared for fatherhood. It happens to mothers too. So it just happens. We
mm,
have a daughter now. What do we do? How do we go about it? The child is 1 year. What next? So
yeah,
unpreparedness, I think, is the challenge. And the work-life balance is a lot for fathers. I empathize with them because sometimes it's not really
mm,
easy. You have to work. You have to balance your work, your family. So most times it's a challenge. But that's where planning,
yeah,
strategizing, scheduling comes into play so that you don't mortgage one aspect of your life for the next. Because in the long run,
mm.
when all the job is gone, when you have retired, you need these children around you. The colleagues will not be
No,
there.
you will.
Colleagues will never
No,
be
you
there.
will.
So
Yeah.
so it's very important. So I think we'll just go. There's a question. Let me read the question. Somebody asked the question. It
Okay.
says, does too much connection, okay, don't too much connection makes the girls become daddy's girls in future and affect their husbands? That's when the girls become too connected to their fathers. Does it not make them daddy's girls and thereby affect their relationship with their husbands?
As a on behalf of the Jealous Fathers Association, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. All right. So this is the real answer. It all comes back to the balance that I spoke about a few moments ago. I like my That's why I said spend time explaining things to your daughters. Spend time. You must explain to them that, hey, I'm here right now, especially at the point of marriage. Part of what I'll share later is to schedule dates with your daughters. Take them out. Have times to talk. This No, you don't talk to a man like that. You don't talk to maybe a male waiter or a male host, a male air attendant, or a male. No, you don't talk to a man like that. You must learn to speak with grace. You must not, hey, baby, that was too hard. That nobody should even speak like that. So spend time teaching and educating your daughters. Yes, they will be. If you do a very good job, your daughters will be in your life for a long time. Even when they are married, they are checking on you. Their husbands know, and they can tell daddy loves me. And then if you do the job well, your relationship with your daughter will influence your relationship with your son-in-law will become a closer pal to you, almost competing with your relationship with your daughter. If you get the job properly done, the same reality that your daughter is close to you, her husband. It's that you did a good job. So maintaining that delicate is what will make daddy's girl a beautiful wife as well.
I think the question has been answered. Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Maintaining that
Yeah.
balance is very key. Very key. We need to raise wholesome women. And I think when fathers have connection with their daughters, it doesn't make them um, what's the word now, disadvantaged, maybe in their future relationship. If the connection is properly done, and like you said,
Yeah.
the balance is maintained, they will come out as beautiful women in future that are excelling in their own front, their career, and in all aspects of their lives. So definitely in every relationship or connection, there's bound to be conflicts. So how can a father handle conflicts in his relationship with his daughter?
One of the major issues I found with fathers, especially around this part of the world, is responsibility for their wrongs and apologize. One, sometimes you want to see things through the lens of your children and speak to them from a place of understanding. Um, I'm not, my children are still, my oldest child is 12, will be 12 at the end of this, learning to have conversations with them. So there is a misunderstanding between us. There is something happens, and at the end of that process, there is a conversation. And this is what I learned. I learned this also from my dad. My dad will flog you, and then after like an hour or two, he will call you into his room. The AC will be on. His room was always cool. He will bring you, tell you, Dad, you want a bottle of Coke? He will give you a bottle of Coke. He'll let you open the Coke, so you will hold the Coke to your body. Then he will now ask you, do you know why I flogged you earlier? And then you will now start off a conversation. So conflict, culture of talking about things will always play out in your lives. And let me warn parents, your children are not your retirement plan. Your children are not your retirement plan. Have your retirement plan. For me, I like to live the last 10, 20, 30 years of my life traveling around the world on my own bill, and preaching the gospel. That's what I'll do in my life. And the truth about the story is that I can't depend on my sons or my daughter who is trying to take care of their families, because this conflict comes from when money plenty, people know to the quarrel, especially around, especially when everybody is stabilized. So most of these conflicts come from you want to be part of their lives, you want to help them make decisions as adults. You don't want to allow husband and wife discuss. Your daughter calls you and she cries, you say, call that idiot that married you, call him, for let him talk to him. That's where the conflicts come, because husband and wife will settle, but there is a part of somebody's mind that won't forget that you called him an idiot. So
Yeah.
create that balance. Have a conversation with your children. Don't shut them down. Listen to them. Answer them from a place of knowledge. Answer, hey, for our generation, we had instruction and obedience. But you see, this Gen Z and Gen Alpha people, you will explain, no, you will have to learn to explain from the place of knowledge. These people, you will explain to them, because they will not hear, go and do this. They will ask you why. These guys will ask you why. Present, available to provide those answers. So the simple way to resolve conflicts in this relationship is to engage in conversation. I didn't like the way that happened. What were you thinking? Oh, I did that because I thought this. Oh, this is the background of the conversation. And then people can apologize, and then they can continue to live.
Well, engage in conversation. I think that's very critical. We need to learn to talk with our children. And when we say conversation, it's not one-sided. It's not the parent just talking and talking and talking, and you don't even allow the child to speak. That's one-sided conversation. The children should be given, like you said, the Gen Z and Alpha. Let them talk, hear them, let it know where their issues are, and you should be able to be knowledgeable as a parent. Don't just talk. Your children, they
No
have a
book,
lot of
oh,
knowledge.
no
So
book.
sometimes just looking at them like, what are they saying? So we have
Yeah.
to be knowledgeable as parents, especially to raise the children of this generation, is very key. So let's engage in conversation. There's another question here. Our time is fast running up, Pastor Chima. Ew.
I'm here.
He
I'm
said,
here
can
for
you speak
this.
more? Can you speak more on the work and parenting balance on the part of fathers? I do not know that a lot of women these days equally have 9 to 5 jobs and still show up for the family. So how come it seems to be more difficult for fathers to show up for their kids? I've seemed to notice this trend. Even elder women say the same thing, which made them get help to assist with the kids because daddy doesn't have time. So it's saying that women go, most women 9 to 5, and they still have time. So why come fathers do not have time for their children? How do they handle this work parenting balance?
Okay, so
Oh,
let's back up. Let's back up a bit. You understand that this generation is playing off a script of the previous generation. So this
okay.
generation have a consciousness of the fact that it is daddy that works and mommy takes care of the home. Is what we found predominantly in this generation before us. Now, like I always preach, I have a clip on it heavily, and one of the things that I said there was that friendship is better, is a better model for marriages. Now, when there is friendship, there is mutual understanding. So, somebody asked, I reiterated a question that was asked on radio. If you and your would-be wife is working in an organization, and both of you are equally ranked, they were paying you 650k a month, and somewhere along the line, just before your wedding, there is a company policy that says after your wedding, one person must resign. A week to your wedding, before you make the decision, your wife gets a promotion, and she now earns 2.6 million every month. Who should resign? My quick response was, babe, go on with the job. I will resign. But a second dynamic came to mind that is about understanding. If the man cannot manage his ego, Oga, hold your job, let the woman resign. I'm answering you very factually now, because a man who is not able to manage his ego will explode in the house. Now, that balance in our first 1, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years even of marriage, we basically lived alone. And 3 years, we basically lived alone. And I would go to the market. I would cook. I have never liked to wash clothes, so I will never wash clothes. But my wife loved to wash, but she didn't like to cook. I liked to cook. I love to cook. But it's not because in that clip I said the major mistake I made as a married man was to become husband. Husband. The husband that will sit in the parlor and say, can I get a meal? I need a meal. No, 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 no. And provides no support. No, that's not who a father is. A father is one who maintains the balance of his family. Now, a man will need to go out and work and probably come back later. That understanding is about understanding. Let's not let our women be enslaved, or I come back 5 p.m., my wife comes back. In fact, I pick her from work. So see this balance now. I pick my wife from work, on my way from work, and we both arrive at home the same time, and we have a child. Irrational. It is absolutely wrong to say you come back, you remove your shirt, you throw it on the floor, you throw your shoe to the left, you go and have your bath, you come back, turn on the on TV. No, that's sheer wickedness. Take it from me. But what you can do is on your way back, you say, no, I'll take the boy, let me go, or the daughter, let me go give her a bath, let me go give him a bath. You naturally. All right? These things should
Yes.
happen naturally. These things should happen. And it should be about friendship. People should be there your friend, marry someone that you can live life without being in a disadvantaged post. Learn friendship. Men, fathers, be there, be at home. Now, another balance is you can't have a stay home time. Know that. Know that and know peace. It's either I stay home and broke, or he's going out to work and is providing for the family. That balance is what this is all about. Creating the balance was a suggestion from my wife. Pastor Kitty, can you still hear me? Am I still online?
Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. So
I can hear
I
you,
said
sir.
like what I did for my family. My wife suggested, why don't we have a family day? So I said, okay, when is
Okay.
family night? Call it family night. So family night is every Friday. So I've had invitations to preach on a Friday, and I say, oh, that Friday I will be engaged. Yes, I say I will be engaged. Status to see a flyer of me preaching that Friday. The flyer is in my house. So that balance, we have to work, yeah, but we also have to create that quality time with the children.
Very true.
Walk home. When you close from work, be at home with these guys, answer their questions, let them be part of your life. My setup today was Sean that set up for me because I was running
Wow.
in. So I called my wife and said,
Wow.
please ask Sean to set up for me. And you can see life. Put the fan, put this, set up, put on the light. Are you sure this is good? You want me to hang your phones? Feeling like my tech boss. That involvement alone, he knows that he's part of daddy's life. And men, with
Very
God
true.
of our children's life, it's critical. It's part of your work. Don't think that work is all about pay. Work is about raising and investing in your children. I hope I've responded to that question.
Yes, 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 yes. Fathers, find a way to spend time with your children. What? Excuse me. We're supposed to be running up to the conversation, but we will take a little. We overshoot for some few minutes. Apologies, everyone. We overshoot. But Pastor Chima, you see what you are doing to us.
Forgive me.
Okay, quickly. How can a father spend quality time with his daughter? How? How can a father spend quality time with his daughter?
I talked about that earlier. I said plan
Dates,
dates
having
with your
dates.
daughters.
Yes.
Plan dates with your daughter. Take them out. Deliberately take them out. My daughter is still young, but I'm already considering that process. She's 6, but I'm already considering that process. Hey, Mandy, what are you doing now? Jump in the car. Let's go somewhere. I used to
Yeah.
lean towards going out with my sons. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to do sports. I'll bring them in and all of those. But I'm reconsidering also adding her to the plan. Leaving these boys at home for some time, taking her out, asking her questions. What's happened in school? What's your best subject? Is there anything you want daddy to know about life, about your school, about that? Asking those questions and answering those questions when they come for you is also very important. When you come home, this everybody's guilty of that, including me. Keep your phone for some time and talk with these kids. Let them know what's happening with you. Let and answer your question. We are all work in progress on this last point, but God will help us.
Very true, very true. Take your girls
Yeah,
out for a date. You can even schedule it in a month. You can have a particular day in a month. Okay, I take my daughter out for a date. You have time. You must not be spending money. Sometimes you may just take a walk in the park, stroll around your
yeah,
estate. You must not spend money. Just do something. So
yeah.
you have your alone time with your daughter. My husband does this a lot. He takes our daughter out a lot. She's always wanting to go out with daddy. So that just mommy, I'm going, I'm going. So it's very important. It's very important that we have those times with our daughters. Now we'll be running up
Yeah,
soon. There's a question. After the question, I'll ask one more question. We're done. Now someone is
yeah,
asking, for those of us that didn't have any father figure in our lives, does this mean
yeah.
our mothers can't play part of these roles? I remember my mom always saying she's a father figure to all of us. So
Yeah, and we can take a 2 seconds or 5 seconds break to celebrate your mother. What we find is their mothers really
hey,
stand up to Yes,
Yes.
mothers really stand up to these responsibilities. Fathers, mothers, I know mothers, growing up in the town where I grew up, I know mothers who are the ones that even go out, carry concrete, sell my sell all kinds of things to provide for the home. I know mothers who are the ones that encourage their children when fathers didn't. I know mothers who smuggled their sons into football clubs, and their fathers would fight the boys because they wanted the boys to be an engineer. Engineer. I know, I know mothers who would sneak transportation for their daughters to do XYZ. We celebrate our mothers, but the
Yeah.
conversation is about fathers. Fathers, be present. And I always, you remember Pastor Kitty, I recommended in one of
Yeah.
our last times, I said that find a father figure, a male
Yes.
father
Yes.
figure. You remember I made
Yes.
that recommendation.
Yes. Yes.
Fine. This is
Jesus.
not something that you just jump into. Ask questions. Is this person, what is this person's history? Is this person one who is pious, who is honest, who is honorable, ask those questions and find that father figure. You can find that father figure in your pastor after effectively verifying. You can have that father figure in someone that is not necessarily related to you or has provided that, consciousness, that protection, that oversight over you. If you don't have one and your mother has been that, we celebrate your mother. But you need a father figure in your life, one who will give you the male view of life. There are things that mothers will never be able to see because they were not built to see. There are things that fathers will not be able to see because they are not built to see. That balance is what actually causes the making of the total child. I hope I responded to your question.
Yes, you have, sir. You have, sir. Get a father figure so that I can give you the male view of life, male perspective.
Yeah, yeah,
There are a lot of people that can stand as father figures. There's a part of your life that you need to learn from a father,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
can get a father figure. Most times, the biological father is not always the father, in quotes. Yes, the
Mm.
fact that sometimes some men have given birth to children, but they are not recognized as a father.
Yeah,
It is well. Just get a
yeah,
father
yeah,
figure. Very
yeah. That
crucial. So I'm going to ask the last question now. What values or lessons have your father-daughter relationship taught you that you cherish the most? In this short while, Amanda is like 6. What values,
is
what
it.
lessons has the relationship with her taught you that you cherish so much?
Number one, um, yeah, you're not living life for yourself. You're living life for others as fathers. The hard way. You have to look for to reprimand, to instruct, to encourage. The way you, not necessarily the same way you scold a girl, because you may break her. Yeah, but you must learn how to learn other tools. Talk more. Thing to do. Choose an easier, more conversational way. All right. So I had to learn. You have to learn correcting, instructing, inspiring my children. For Amanda, I also learned to be. You won't believe this. I also learned to be jealous. Yeah, that's protective shield. I had that from my other son, my two sons. Like for Sean, I learned to understand the father-son relationship when Sean came. But for Amanda, I learned jealousy. If Sean goes to Daddy, somebody beat me in school, my response would be, your classmates say yes. What were you doing when we were beating you? But if Amanda comes home and it says, Daddy, somebody beat me in school, is a boy. I'm not sure if I won't go to that school and head that boy's teeth. I learned jealousy, and those are some of the things that I have learned in healthy ways that I think that can be helpful as fathers as well.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Well, today's
Pleasure
conversation
always.
has been eye-opening. Yes, it's like we should
My
not
pleasure.
go. We should just continue the conversation and just stay here. Well, we have to go. So thank you so much,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you everyone that's been on this call. Apologies for overshooting our time today, but you would agree with me that it was worth it. Thank you so much, Patricia
Yeah.
Chima. Thank you for giving your time. Thank you for being a
Pleasure.
wonderful father. Thank you so much. We will have you here on this conversation again. There is no way we will
I'm
not
at,
have you here. So thank you so much,
I'm
sir.
at your service, man.
Have an amazing night and regard to your beautiful and amazing family. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you,
sir.
Pastor
And happy
DJ.
Father's Day in
Thank you,
advance.
Rev.
Yes.
Thank you, Reverend
Happy
Christian.
Father's Day in advance. Yeah, yeah. Bye,
Thank you.
sir.
Bye.
Bye. So we have had an amazing conversation today, and I believe everyone has had an amazing time on this call. Now I'm just going to read some things that jumped out. We had a lot of things, and we're going to wrap up this conversation. Now, we said first that a father is one who provides definition. A father provides endorsements. Your daughter should hear certain things for the first time from the father. Things like "I love you," "You are good at what you do," "The word needs your contribution." Learn manually to act the act of endorsements. If you do not, you never knew how to endorse maybe your child because of the way you were groomed or the way you grew in your home. Learn how to endorse your child manually. Schedule it. Decide to have times where you affirm your child. A father's voice joins itself to the DNA of a child, so it's very critical what you say to your daughters and even your sons. Now, equip your daughters with tools that will help form their self-esteem. The greatest defense your daughter will have is knowing that you are there. So you have to be a present father, be a present father, not an absent present father. Okay, so it's very critical. Create the balance between discipline and affection so that you don't just raise Barbie dolls. You don't just raise princesses. They're not equipped for war. Now, the world is a battlefield, and you must equip your daughters with the necessary tools to be able to survive. Your children are not your retirement plan. Your daughter is not your retirement plan. A father maintains the balance of his family. Create times to spend with your children, your daughters. I know the work is a lot, but like he said, part of your work is to be involved in raising your child, not just your paying job. So have times where you spend time with your father, no matter how small your daughter, no matter how small it is in a day, find time to connect. So we've said a lot today, and there's actually a quote by Dr. James Dobson which says, "A good father will leave his imprint on his daughter for the rest of her life." A good father will leave his imprint on his daughter for the rest of her life. Like our guest said, your voice, your child will carry your voice throughout their lifetime. Your daughter will carry your voice throughout their lifetime. So let's leave the right imprint in the lives of our daughters. So we're coming to the end of this conversation. Like I said, we're celebrating Father in this month of June. So every Monday in this month of June, we're going to be having a conversation. So next week, Monday, we're going to have another amazing conversation. You don't want to miss it. Tell your friends, your family, your loved ones, let them be on this call, because June, we are actually celebrating the fathers. Yes. This is the first time this is happening on School of Parenting Online Conversation. Our beat was starting with the fathers. We love you, fathers. We appreciate all you do. We appreciate your time, your energy, the struggles, the challenges. But fatherhood is actually a journey of influence. And I pray that God will give you strength to go through this journey. And we have amazing fathers raising amazing children, awesome sons and daughters. Thank you, everyone. Keep following us on our Facebook page, the School of Parenting SOP. We're going to give you updates on the remaining aspects of the conversation. This online conversation marathon, we're going to be putting updates so you know exactly what to expect. God bless you and have an amazing night. Thank you and bye, everyone.